there is a lot that goes into a game. For example, the art, the programming, the game design, how it handles, enemy behavior, and you can go on and on. Marketing. You know, so there's a lot to talk about when making a game. But today, I think I'm gonna talk about procedural map generation or level generation, because I think it's a fascinating topic for me. I mean, I know it is a fascinating topic for me. That's why I fucking chose to spend time with it. But yeah, that's what we're going to explore today. And first, I'm going to show you the first version of the game from 2 years ago when I started making it. At that time, I had absolutely no idea about basically anything. I was really just a starting out programmer, didn't know much about networking solutions or how I can connect two computers together. But, you know, I figured this is the first thing I should figure out, how to connect two PCs together or computers together, and then later I will figure out the rest. But yeah, so it was a pretty ambitious thing. And the first thing that got me inspired was the Call of Duty map, where you fight against zombies that are coming in from the outside, and you can play on a multiplayer server together with your friends. And this is the copy of that map. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with that game, but I made a copy of it. This is the upstairs place and everything. But, you know, there is one key issue with this level here, is that it's not fucking procedurally generated at all. It's just pre-modeled using 3ds Max. So every time you play the map, it's the exact same thing. So it becomes pretty repetitive after a while. Even now, after talking about 2 minutes about it and working around the map, it's already fucking boring as fuck. So let's move on. So yeah, this is the first version of the procedural generator. And as you can see on the bottom left hand side, there is the minimap, which shows what we're going to be facing here. And if I start the game, the fucking level will unravel here, piece by piece. And you know, you can walk around the level as it comes to life. I like that feature. It's kinda, it looks fun as the, you know, the level spawns. As you can see, it's pretty basic. But what I liked about this build is that it has big open spaces, which I'm quite fond of. And I also like the structures, like the landmarks that you can see from far away, like this tree and the temple and this maze here. And yeah, there are some basic enemies, but I'm going to talk about those in another video. What I think, for me, I felt this need for the 3D space. And right now, this generator only thinks about like on a flat surface. So there are no elevations anywhere on the map. And I really wanted to, you know, add that in, because that gives a little bit more fun to the gameplay. And also, in general, why not use the 3D space if it's a 3D game, right? So yeah, this is the first version. I think that took me about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks to program. And maybe it's not even the first one, but, you know, whatever, one of the first. I think all in all, I made 5 different versions of map generators. So yeah, and each one took about 2 or 3 weeks to make. Let's see. Yes. But, you know, as time progressed, so did I. I made this version here, which basically very similar to the previous one, but now we have some sort of an elevation here, like going down, going up, and you know, now we have more dimensionality. It's still was pretty limiting for me. I felt the need that I need to have bridges and tiles going over our head, so we have, you know, more space to discover and more alternate routes that you can take, you know, discover the 3D space a bit more and have more fun with the navigations. Because right now, as you can see, I can just, okay, I'm fucking walking, really fascinating. It kind of feels like Barons from World of Warcraft. Just fucking, yes, I'm walking. Fuck yeah, I'm walking. And now I'm walking in the other direction. I like this tree a lot, by the way. Worked a lot on it. So I wanted to have something more dynamic, with something with a bit more life. But I really liked about this build is these floating platforms I added, which you can jump on. And I think that this was a really a fun addition. And I like the aesthetics of them as they float around. And in general, I like the floaty feeling to the whole game. And this is something that I expanded on in the, you know, later builds as well. So let's see what we have today after 2 years and several attempts. I'm going to just show you the separated, you know, version, how it works. So yeah, as you can see, we have the tile here, and as I press the add tile button, the generator adds, builds up the level, and I can, you know, basically just spam the key really fast, and then it's gonna, you know, build a map. So yeah, not sure if I can clear the space, but we're not going to gamble with this one. Let's start again and explain how the current version works. As you can see, we have these green arrows here. These are called sockets. As you can see, socket, connect. So these are connection points, which are going to be evaluated as the generator wants to spawn a new tile. So as I click the add new tile button, there we go. It picked one of the green arrows, which is now hidden because it's no longer a valid options. And then we have new, you know, connections from the new edit tile. Now we have a new tile edit here. This is the tile here. This one, which I cannot select. Yes, this is the tile. And this is here the bridge that connects the tile to the previous tile. And we have the stair. And these are the three elements that make up what I call a block. So yeah, a block is made up of a stair, a bridge, and a tile. And basically what this red thing here on the screen means is what the physics engine checks for if there is anything inside. So when I press the button to add the tile, it checks those red areas for existing, you know, geometry. Barfing, to keep up the tradition, which is not barfing, I think it's burping, because one of it means throwing up, and the other one means when you release gas from your mouth. Whatever. It's not a biology lesson here, so let's fucking move on. So yeah, check the red boxes here for collision, and as you can see, it was empty, and now it's, you know, populated with the new addition. And there we go. We have like Z-shaped bridge here and the connecting tile. And yeah, as you can see, this was an invalid pick because the generator would have liked to place a bridge and a tile here, but it connected with this tile. This green thing is the container that you know, is going to be detected by the new geometry that's about to be spawned. And as you can see, because the red and the green overlaps, it's not a valid option to spawn a new tile. So there we go. We have a different stair here that works, and we have a L-shaped tile. And that's it basically. This is the new idea. I like this because it generates more dimension on the y-axis. So on this space we have more variety, which is what I was after. So here we go. This is the game, and we have the map generated. This is the stairs that I was talking about. This is elevating 9 meters or 9 units on the y-axis. This one elevates 6, and those are elevating 3. And as you can see, there are a few assets to the level, like these cactuses. And we have a bug here, but you know, it can be fixed, but I was just lazy. But here we go. We have these red things, which I have no idea what the fuck they are, but I think they looked kind of cool. And we have these floating balloons. Let's generate a new one so I can demonstrate that it's actually generated, not, oh no, fucking falling off. It's not pre-made. Yeah, there you go. This is what the current state of the generator is. What I would like to see more of is basically bigger landmarks as it was on the first version, like maybe a big statue there and a tower here. So like breaking up the silhouette of the gameplay zone a bit more, because I have now small details like those palm trees and these balloons and the stairs, but there is nothing like big. Maybe this stair is getting there, because this is a kind of a bigger landmark that you can, you know, talk about when you want to locate your friends. Oh, we should meet up at the whatever. When you're playing the game, it can get really chaotic. So if you have a big object to, you know, gather around, it helps a lot with communication as well. And in general, it helps out the art style a bit more. And as you can see, there is more space to jump around, and there is more dynamic solutions to the game now. So it's not just fucking walking this way. You can jump around and make all sorts of crazy fucking maneuvers all around the map, and you have more dimensionality, as you can see. And this is what I was after: more dynamism, and a little bit more. You know, it takes a bit more skill to navigate this place. And let's see. As you can see here, the map generation took 0.05 milliseconds, which is, or seconds, which is not a lot. But we can, you know, adjust the different properties of the map, like how many tiles will there be on the map, how much chance there is to spawn a bridge or a stair, and the different stairs that can be used, and the corners, which I did not talk about, but it's not fucking important. Let's see what the generator will do with 200 tiles, and close it off with that. 200. Fuck yeah. Let's go. And there we go. 200 pieces of geometry. I think it took about... How much time? It took 2 seconds to generate this big of a map, which is basically a stress test. So no one ever will generate, most likely, this big of a map, because there's just no point. The game is not designed to be this big, or the game space is not going to be this big. But, you know, as a general, just fucking can it do it experience. It's fun to see this much geometry all around. So yeah, it's been a long journey with these level generators, and you know, it turns out, fuck, did not make the jump. It turns out if you cannot pronounce something like procedural map generation, then it's probably too hard for you to make. But as time went on, I get more comfortable with pronouncing the word. Hence, and because of that, it got a bit more easier for me to create a map generator, which you can see here. So yeah, and as you know me by now, I don't really give a fuck if something is not possible or really hard. I'm just gonna fucking jump right in. And I think it's been a great experience doing that. Because, you know, when I made the first version, which was basically a Call of Duty clone, I really did not have the skill set to build anything remotely close to what you see on the screen right now. But basically, having fun and just chasing what I love to do. This is what came to be. So it's fucking that simple. So I hope you liked the video, and yeah, if you have any questions or whatever, leave them in the comment, and have a nice day.